All right, so I'm gonna be digging into this. Got to pull the belt off. Gonna be more than likely draining some of this. Hopefully not, since this is like the lowest point. But gonna pull the supercharger off and try to get some other things off to assess the damage. I still forgot to get my bore scope. I need to get that to check the head or check to see what issue I had. I'm really starting to think that it could be bent valves, since it's these two that are low on compression. It would make sense, but it wouldn't at the same time. I'm gonna see what I can do as far as looking into this. Maybe if I pull the valve cover off, which I'm really not trying to because it's still pretty good, I can look at some stuff, but we'll see. First thing I got to do though is pull off the supercharger and sell it. So if anyone might be interested in that, drop a comment down below. If anyone might be interested in that, I'll probably be selling that here soon so I can get the C38 112. But gonna start digging into this and maybe a few other things to see what else I might need. Could go turbo, do have a turbo manifold like I said, but we're just gonna focus on the basic stuff for right now. All right, so I got the intake off. I was working on the bottom. I was gonna drop the subframe and pull the supercharger out that way and see if it was a little bit easier, but honestly I figured I'll just pull the manifold off and that way I can check the valves to see if any valves are bent. I do have a bore scope. I still have yet to get it to check the inside, but I'm gonna try to snake it up through here, drain the fluid out, and then kind of assess the damage after I get that out. But yeah, I still have to see if I bent any valves, which I'm thinking it could be these two. I don't know if it's on the intake side or if it's on the exhaust side, but that's kind of to be determined. So I'm gonna work on getting this slid over this way and pull it up. All right, so I finally got it out. Had to move the alternator a little bit. I had to pull the radiator forward and kind of sneak it up through all that there. It's kind of tough getting it past the bracket. I had to bend one of my intercooler brackets so I can pull this far enough and it wouldn't poke the front out. But I'm gonna set this on the ground. I'm gonna set this down now and get a little rag to put it on. All right, well, here it is. Here is the C3892. Yeah, that's kind of all it is. Yeah, I'll probably get one on order for the 112. There's nothing too complicated about these. You just kind of pull these bolts out, this one. I guess there's 4 of them or so. But pull the bolts apart, or pull these bolts out, get the housing apart, and kind of see which this one is a little, it's tight. I think this one did get a little hot. I might have overheated it or something like that. I still may sell it if anyone might be interested. If you want to get it rebuilt, I'll have to dig into it maybe and see. But it is a little rough to turn. As you can see, I'm trying to spin it. I'll have to put one leg here and try to rotate. Yeah, hold on. Well, maybe I could pull one of these out. Maybe that's what it is. Hold on, let me see. Maybe it was just creating a vacuum and couldn't turn. So let's find out. Pull these out real quick. Could have been that. Could have just been user errors. Let's see. I'm gonna set my phone down real quick. Well, hold on. Let me see if I can one hand turn this. Yeah, I think it was just that. I think it was just creating a vacuum because I had the bolts in. That was me turning it then. Here's me turning it now. Hold on, let me try. Which I think there might be a rough spot. Well, okay, yeah. I think it might have just been the way I had it and the way it was sitting and everything like that, but yeah, here's me turning it back and forth. Wish you guys kind of get the idea. This one wasn't on very long. I had this I probably put under 1,500 miles on this, or made like sub 2,000, 1,500. I don't really drive this car a lot, obviously. This is supposed to be the summer car. This was going to go to the track, but obviously I can't track it. At least circuit track, I can go to the drag strip, which I really don't want to do with this car because I don't really want to beat on the axles or the drivetrain, and it's not set up for drag yet. I don't have slicks or anything like that. This was kind of the circuit track setup, so that was kind of the whole intention of the supercharger. If I wanted to do track stuff, I would probably just go turbo. Obviously, it'd be a lot better. Drives pretty good under load with the supercharger, no lag or anything like that. So that's kind of like the whole purpose of this setup, if anyone might have wondered, or if you're new to the channel. But probably get the 112 ordered. Like I said, if anyone might be interested in this, or if anyone is looking for one, I do have this one. The car ran perfectly fine. I had no issues with the car. The only thing that happened was I think I might have blew it up, blew a head gasket or lifted the head or something like that. That's kind of where I'm at with this, but I'll kind of make another part of the video. I just wanted to get this out and kind of show you guys. I'll update you back if I pull the head off at any point, which I really don't want to. I don't want to mess up the timing. I don't want to pull anything apart. I really don't want to, but I may. I just don't have a cherry picker to pull the engine out, and yeah, I have an engine stand right there, but I just don't have the cherry picker to pull it out or anything like that, and reset the timing. It's really, really hard to do these inside the car. It's super easy to do it outside the car. That's kind of why I'm hesitant, and I just kind of want to wait on doing that. But okay, I got my borescope, and guys, this is way worse than what I expected. If you can see right there, this is cylinder number 2, and if you can see right here, piston is almost TDC, but right there the block is torched. It's cooked, guys. Must have got too hot. The plug, which I believe is this guy right here, it doesn't look too bad. It really doesn't look like it got too hot, but that could just be me. And that's gonna be it for this block. But it's a fantastic and wonderful thing that I have an A2 block and an A2 head already built right here. Should we throw an A2 in it? Should we go back with the K24? That's kind of to be determined. That's kind of where I'm at in progress so far with that. I already pulled the supercharger off, as you guys already know from the last clip, I think. Still gonna get a bigger one, obviously, and got to source a K24 now. I'm gonna rotate this and try to see if I can see a better, I guess, part of that sleeve. So we'll rotate this, we'll see what we can see as far as the damage, but honestly, that's telling enough as why we're low on compression. I couldn't really see too much on number 3, and I didn't really check to see if I can snake it in through the valves, but I'm gonna rotate this over and we're gonna see if we can find any more damage between the 2 cylinders. Yep, that'll do it. You can see right there. So that is the head gasket right there. That's the sleeve, the stock sleeve. And I moved the piston down, which is right here, a little bit. But I'll try to rotate it in with the camera in there. You can see the valve right here. Right up here is the valve. And let me try to rotate it back. The head gaskets. Safe to say that this block is done for. Unless I get it sleeved, which I have yet to get it sleeved or think about getting it sleeved, but I'm gonna move this into the next one here to see what that cylinder looks like. All right, I'm gonna set this down. I'll pick it back up once I get it in there. Okay, so here's cylinder 3, and it looks like there's a crack. It's either a crack right there or that just got, you know, torched through, which I'm thinking by the looks of this, I don't think it could be the injector. since I am running a dual port Gato manifold. But yeah, you could see that clear as day even on the camera, guys. This is crazy. It's pretty cool, as I've never had this happen. But you can see that there. It's like torched through. I'm gonna see if I can switch angles to the other side. Yeah, I think that might be a crack as well. And I think the reason why was because I had this board over when I had it machined the first time. You can see that there. That looks like a crack there, but I had this board over when I had it redone. The first time this was blown up when I picked the car up from the previous owner. I bought it from him for a pretty good deal, and it was blown up already before. They did everything, machined it, got all the stuff right. I think 5 mil oversize. It was 87 millimeter pistons, and now they're 87.5, I believe. 5 mil oversize on the stock sleeves, and whatever work I had done after that and everything. This is no one's fault, just to make that disclaimer. It's not any of the previous builders or anything like that, not the previous builder, not the tuner, anybody. It's just kind of part of the games. These are things to be expected. I never knew the miles on this block already. Whenever I do find a decent block, which I know I have that block over there, but I'll probably stick with the K24 since I have everything set up for it. I'll know at that point what miles will be on it, what everything from the miles to, you know, if it was opened or not, depending on if I get just a bare block or a complete engine. I do have another A3 block, which I'm not too worried about, but that's kind of where we're at with this block and this setup. And I don't know. I don't really know where I want to go as far as supercharged, or if I want to stay supercharged, or if I want to go beyond that. It's kind of up in the air at this point. It's kind of you know, to be determined. As you can see down there, turbo manifold, which is cool. I have everything and a turbo right there. To be determined. What do you guys think? Turbo build, supercharged build, K20 or K24? Leave it in the comments below what you guys think I should do as far as that, and we'll kind of figure it out.